Let's get real. Why do some people grow their income year after year, while others work just as hard and stay stuck? It's not about luck or being born rich. It's about how you think and how you act, every single day. Today I'm going to break down life-changing ideas inspired by one of the most powerful mindset books I've ever read. The concepts come from the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, but this version? It's told in my own words and filtered through real-life examples so you can actually use it. Let's dive into the key lessons that shifted how I see money, time, and opportunity. 1. Big thinkers build wealth. Small thinkers chase pennies. Let's start with a quick example. Imagine someone driving around town for over 2 hours just to save a single dollar on groceries. On the surface, that sounds like a smart way to save, right? But here's the truth, it's not just about what you saved. It's about what you gave up to save it. And in most cases, you traded something far more valuable than a dollar, your time. We often forget that time is something we can never get back. Once it's gone for good. That's why wealthy people protect their time with the same care that others protect their money. They don't spend hours trying to shave off small expenses. They spend those hours building something that can grow, something that brings value not just today, but again and again in the future. If your time is worth only a few cents per hour, that's exactly how the world will treat it. But if you act like your time is worth hundreds, or even thousands, then you'll start making different choices. You'll spend less energy chasing discounts and more energy building ideas, creating solutions, or investing in skills that can bring big results. Wealthy individuals think big. They plan for impact, not just for saving small change. The shift in mindset makes all the difference. 2. Wealth grows through results, not hours. Now let's talk about how you get paid. Most people work a set number of hours and receive a fixed salary. They believe that if they work harder or stay longer, they deserve more. But that's not how wealth is built. In the real world, people don't pay you for trying. They pay you for delivering. A customer isn't going to buy your product because you worked late or struggled to make it. They'll buy it because it solves their problem or improves their life. Let's bring this home with an example from this very video. You're here because you're hoping to learn something or gain a new perspective. If this video delivers, you'll keep watching. If it doesn't, you'll move on. And that's okay. That's how people operate. Wealthy people accept this reality. They focus their time and energy on creating outcomes that matter. They get rewarded based on value delivered, not effort made. On the other hand, people with a scarcity mindset often hold tightly to the idea of being paid by the hour. Why? Because it feels safe and predictable. But it also has a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day. When you shift from trading time to producing results, you step into a world where there's no limit to how much you can earn. 3. Abundance means you don't have to choose. A common belief many people grow up with is that you have to choose. Choose between a successful career or being close to your family. Between making money or having fun. Between building a business or enjoying your life. But here's a secret wealthy people know. You don't have to pick. You can have both. This isn't about having it all at once or living a perfect life. It's about believing in abundance. When you believe there's enough opportunity, love, money, and success to go around, you start to look for ways to create both, and not sacrifice one for the other. People with a poor mindset often see life as a limited pie. If someone takes a slice, there's less left for everyone else. But rich thinkers see life more like a buffet. There's always more being brought out, and everyone has a chance to go back for seconds. This mindset changes everything. It gives you permission to dream big in more than one area. You can grow your business and raise your children with presence. You can earn more and have time for yourself. You can be successful and kind. This is the difference between scarcity and abundance. One limits your choices. The other expands your possibilities. 4. Problems or possibilities? You decide where to focus. Here's a quick way to spot the difference between a scarcity mindset and a wealthy one. Listen to how people respond to new ideas. Most people immediately list all the things that could go wrong. What if it fails? What if I waste time? What if people judge me? It's fear dressed up as logic. And while it may sound cautious, it often leads to staying stuck. Wealth-minded people? They do the opposite. They ask, what if this works? What could this open up for me? What's the best case scenario? This doesn't mean ignoring risks. It means not letting fear make your decisions. Your brain is always filtering the world, like a lens on a camera. If you focus on problems, that's all you'll see. But if you shift that focus to possibility, your brain starts spotting opportunities you didn't even know were there. It's not magic. It's mindset. 5. Surroundings shape your success. You become who you're around. That's not just a quote, it's a proven pattern. If your circle is full of people who complain, doubt, or settle for less, over time, you'll start picking up their habits, their fears, and their limitations. Wealthy people are intentional. They choose who they listen to. They know that influence is contagious. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have rich friends. That's okay. You don't need to meet them in person. You can read their books, watch their interviews, study their content, and adopt their thinking. That's what I did. Some of my biggest breakthroughs came from listening to people who didn't even know I existed. Learning this way still counts. It plants new thoughts in your mind, thoughts that can grow into new actions, new habits, and a new life. 6. Clarity creates confidence. A lot of people say they want to be rich. But when you ask them what that actually looks like, they can't answer. That's like walking into a restaurant and saying, "Give me food." What kind of food? You'll get a blank stare. But say, "I want a grilled chicken sandwich with avocado on whole wheat, no onions." Now we're getting somewhere. Wealth is the same. You can't build what you haven't clearly defined. So ask yourself, what does a rich life mean to me? Maybe it's time freedom. Maybe it's being able to support your family without stress. Maybe it's working fewer hours and living with peace. For me, it's freedom. Freedom to choose how I spend my day. To be with my family. To live without that constant pressure of, not enough. That's my version. Yours might be different, but you have to know it before you can create it. 7. Promotion is not sleazy, it's service. This is a mindset block for many. They have something helpful to offer, but when it's time to talk about it, they shrink. I don't want to sound salesy. I feel weird promoting myself. Sound familiar? But here's the reframe. If what you're offering truly helps someone, not promoting it is actually selfish. Imagine you had the cure to someone's pain or frustration. Would you keep it to yourself? Of course not. Promotion isn't about begging for attention. It's about inviting people to a solution. When you believe in your offer, your job is to share it boldly and often. Even this video is a form of promotion. I'm trading value, my ideas, for your time. That's a fair exchange, not a scam. The people who fear promotion often stay stuck financially, because the world can't reward what it doesn't even know exists. 8. Wealthy people take control. Poor people wait to be saved. Let's be honest, life is unpredictable. But you are not powerless. Still, many people act like passengers in their own story. They wait for luck, for permission, for someone else to make the change. Wealthy people live differently. They take responsibility. They say, "This is my life, and I'm steering the wheel." That mindset pushes them to take action, even if they're scared. They learn new skills. They ask questions. They take risks. They create change instead of waiting for it. This isn't about control. It's about ownership. No one is coming to save you. But you don't need to be saved, you need to believe that you have the power to shift your path. 9. Money is a tool, learn to use it. Let's talk money. Not from a place of fear, but from a place of growth. A lot of people work so hard to earn money, but when it comes to managing it, they avoid the topic. That's like working to buy a car, but never learning to drive it. Money is a tool. It's not evil. It's not complicated. It's just something you need to learn to use, just like any other skill. Wealthy people respect money. They budget. They invest. They understand where their dollars go and why. Not because they're obsessed with it, but because they know it can be used to build security, impact, and freedom. You don't need a finance degree to get started. Just one book. One video. One conversation. Ask. Learn. Adjust. That's how everyone starts. That's how you become money smart. Let's wrap with this. You don't have to be born rich to think rich. And you don't have to be perfect to get started. The biggest shift begins not in your bank account, but in your mindset. How you think determines what you do. What you do determines where you go. So here's your invitation. Take one belief that's been holding you back, and choose to upgrade it. Then take one small action today that your future self will thank you for. That's how momentum builds. That's how transformation begins. And remember, this channel, Profitability Plus, is here to help you think bigger, act bolder, and build a life with intention. If this message resonated, hit subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your next breakthrough might be just one idea away. See you in the next one.